The country has lost over $2 billion to oil theft between January and August this year alone. The country has lost over $2 billion to oil theft between January and August this year alone, which lost revenue ordinarily would have supported the country's fiscal deficit and budget implementation. How then can you attract the much needed investment when the investors come produce and you are stealing everything? So it defeats the entire purpose of the PIA, and most especially the host community issues. Between April and September 2022, security interventions has led to the seizure and arrest of 11 crude oil vessels, 11 crude oil vessels, 30 speedboats, 179 wooden boats, 37 trucks, as well as arrested over 122 suspects of crude oil theft. Also, 959 metal tanks, 737 ovens, 452 dugout pits, 342 reservoirs, and 355 cooking pots were destroyed. Also, 207 pumping machines, 17 sophisticated welding machines, 6 power generators, and 2 automatic filling machines were equally recovered. NNPC, in collaboration with both industry regulators, other partners, and government security agencies, have deployed security architecture to help restore, guarantee production in the eastern, central, and western production corridors. Mr. President, if you fly these areas, you will see even the connection from the helicopter. You could see it from the helicopter. And what we also observed was that even the right-of-ways were covered with wheat and all that, so you cannot even see the pipe lines to ensure effective surveillance. So these lines and these junctions are known to only the criminal because they have operated in those terrains over a period.
When you flew over, you saw them. And the military also fly over every now and then.
They don't fly, this is their terrain. They don't have to go to the area.
Okay.
Because it's on swampy and land. The committee found and frowned at the interference of the Federal Ministry of Transport in the deployment of advanced crude oil cargo declaration solution, which should be the responsibility of the NUPRC in alignment with this mandate as the technical and commercial upstream regulator under the PIA. This used to be what they used to do before, but the PIA has certainly scrapped because most of those acts were actually repealed and their functions terminated and transferred to NUPRC, but they are still forcing themselves. It's very unfortunate, Mr. President. And the committee also frowned at the presence of 2 regulators at the crude oil export terminals when the PIA has clearly designated limits of the 2 petroleum regulators' respective oversight. The Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority regulates the midstream and downstream sector. And the midstream starts at the refining point or the process facility point, like the LNG, like the refineries, like the petrochemical plants. That's where the midstream starts. But from the upstream up to that point, it's for upstream. It's for the commission. Because you don't even have the technical competences and the capacity to regulate upstream operations. And the real essence of setting up the midstream authority was to deepen domestic gas utilization, to focus on the downstream sector, to enable us to take advantage and earn more, get our refineries